All right. Thanks for tuning in to the Rural Readiness Project, guys. Maybe girls, probably not. Probably a double upload today if they can both get uploaded with my slow upload speed crap, whatever that's called. Uh, Hopefully, we'll see. If not, it'll be the next day. What I'm going to do today is give a little overview of this Bushmaster carbine. So, dive right in. It is clear. I just have the magazines in there to show for the beginning of the video. Clear. Okay. So first, I guess we'll go over what this is. This is I believe this to be an early 2000s Bushmaster. Maybe, I don't think it's a late 90s because of the flash hider. It's a Yankee Hill flash hider. It's yeah. Kind of a shitty spot to film stuff. So the story behind this gun and why I bought it is I was at a gun show and I saw someone walking around with one of these, and I've never really cared for the A2 or A1 uppers with carry handles. Just with the iron sights themselves, the aesthetic of them was, I really use this as a little prop, maybe. Wasn't something I really ever cared for. Really not a huge fan of iron sights. Run optics, you peasants. So, but it just looked kind of cool, kind of retro. I'm kind of into that retro aesthetic, but with like a modern twist. Walk in there. So, I saw that rifle at the gun show, and I was like, man, I want one of those. So I thought I knew which guy it came from. I was pretty big into the industry and going to gun shows every single weekend as a vendor back when I bought this. So I walked over there. Saw that there were two of them. This one was a little bit nicer than the other one sitting right there. These were LE trading guns. I think there's actually some of these still out there. Rifle's great, honestly. Picked this up for $320. So this is a pre-Freedom Group Bushmaster. So the quality control, the quality assurance, the quality of the parts is all better in these ones than the new ones are, from what I've seen. It's a really kind of just simple rifle, and I picked it up. I also picked up a HK93 clone from the same guy that day. So I guess I'll just kind of go over what... Well, hold on. We'll see here. I wanted to just kind of keep it as a cheap rifle, a cheap beater throw-around kind of thing. Obviously, it's not super cheap with that ACOG on there, but it's an ACOG, and it's not a super... I think it was only like $900 for that ACOG, so yeah, beater enough. I took it home. I had to source a few parts. Like this came with the M4 style larger handguards, so I had to find some old skinnier car handguards. And then it came with the Gen 2 stock, so I had to find this, like, what are these called? N1 stocks. The original kind of style. Not the aluminum, that's a polymer one. So I had to find that and that. Everything else I pretty much had. This GG&G ambi sling mount just kind of clamps onto the buffer tube. I had that already, so that's kind of nice. I've got the Ready Mag. I don't know what generation this is. I think it's a pretty early one because it doesn't have a lot of the features that I see on other Ready Mags. I just cleaned this off the other day. It's already resting again. So that's kind of a retro kind of part on there. I had to get some hardware store screws on it. Like I said, this is just a beater gun that I kind of put together in a retro fashion. I had this old Surefire 6P and this old 1-inch uh, scope ring. And then, look, I was at one of the gun stores that I frequent, and I found this. I don't know why. Maybe I've seen it in there before, but I had to just dig through a tote of old gun parts, and the exact, well, almost exact part I needed was in there. Ideally, it wouldn't have this top rail, and the screws would be a little bit shorter, but pretty damn close for finding it and paying like $2 for the part. I'll get into that in a second. So we'll go from the top. It is a Yankee Hill flash hider, I believe. And you can see that this rifle is well used. It is 14.5 inch pin and welded, and it's like a 16.2 to the tip rear. It is a government profile. I'm going to turn this around because I'm going to get in trouble. Don't mind that. Government profile barrel. It's a 1 in 9, I believe. Yeah, 1 in 9. There you can see, yep. So that's not ideal, but so whatever, $300. A2 front sight post, car handguards. I have this piece of, where did this come from? My gun store. It was like part of like a tactical rubber kit. It was something from like 2001. I just thought it kind of fit the aesthetic. You put a tape switch from the Surefire down and kind of hook it under there or something. Moving back, you have the A2 upper with a Trigicon. I don't remember which model this is. It was a 3x30, but I don't remember. It's a TA, blah, 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 blah. Standard, pretty much everything else. Ready mag. A standard charging handle. The other thing I've done, besides this sling swivel back here, is it does have a KNS group, KNS Precision, something like that. Trigger in it, or not trigger springs. It is unloaded, and this is really bad with this angle with this stupid camera, not having a tripod or anything. It's a little bit lighter. It's not a Geisley. It's not amazing. Let's see. It's maybe a little bit shorter, a little bit crisper than a standard mil-spec trigger. So what this eventually is going to be, I'm going to kind of change it up a little bit. I really kind of made it as like a clone, like a Gothic Serpent clone, except for obviously the ACOG would not be there. It'd be like an Aimpoint 2000. And the flash hider's wrong. There's no, a couple things. It's kind of close, but what I think I want to do with this is keep the kind of traditional aesthetic to the rifle and just supplement it with a few modern enhancements just to improve the ergonomics. And obviously, like this is like a 60 lumen light. So I've got a piece KS Precision I bought it from Botac. What it is it's a mount that clamps onto your front sight post here. Comes out over the top of the barrel, and you can mount like a Surefire X300 or a Streamlight TLR, whatever. Probably gonna put an X300 on it. I'm not really a huge fan of the Streamlights, but if you can find a cheap one to kind of fit the cheap rifle, probably okay. So I'm gonna get rid of this. I want to keep it, but take it off to enhance the capability of the rifle. And just with it being mounted up here and not on a quad rail or screwed into the handguard like I see some other The Troy one has like a rail for the Gothic Serpent or the Sun. Yeah, no, it does not look right. Kind of keep that older aesthetic to where they didn't have rails all over again. Might take this off. It does make it kind of heavy with a, 2 mags. Both the magazines, the LMT magazine from the factory has a non-tilt follower in it. And it just really matches the aesthetic of the rifle, so I put it in there. And that's a Colt magazine, I believe. And I have a Magpul anti-tilt follower in there to just increase the reliability, but keep the aesthetic of the rifle. A couple other things I'm going to do. A geyser trigger is going into this. Probably just, no. What is that other one? That new LaRue trigger I tried out. And that was almost as nice as some of my Geisleys. And it's only like $90. So, budget trigger, budget rifle. It's probably similar like an SSAE maybe. So that's going to go in here. A safety, I'm probably going to leave unless I can find a A2 or A1 style safety that's a 45-degree throw, because I don't really care for the ambi safety. I've had that in a lot of guns, like the the Radian. I think it's Radian who makes it. Yeah, Radian 45-degree safeties, and they're ambi. I guess you don't have to make them ambi, but it looks kind of funny without it. If I could find a traditional style safety that's a 45-degree angle, I'd put that in there. I'm going to get a Radian charging handle. I tried it, took one of the charging handles out of my other rifles, and it looks not bad. It looks pretty decent. Stock is staying the same. A2 grip is staying the same. Handguards are staying the same. ACOG staying on there. Another thing, when I bought this rifle, the gas rings were worn out. So I replaced those. It was like $2. I replaced them at the gun show. I found them there. A2 front or A2 rear sight post kind of cants over to one side. I hear that's pretty common with these, especially after a lot of use. I've shot this with iron sights out to 100 meters, 100 yards. It was okay. It's not a huge deal as far as I'm concerned. It's not my primary sighting system on this rifle anyway, since I have the ACOG on there. By the way, in case you didn't know, all ACOGs, if you take them off the base, will mount right into a carry handle on an A2 or an A1 with the original provided screw. A VCOG will also do it. It's the same system. I'd really like to see a VCOG in a carry handle. I have one. I just don't want to unmount it from the carry handle, take it off my rifle, unmount this, put it in here just to see how it looks. That might be a video for another day. Part of another project I've been thinking about for quite a while. I don't know if I mentioned in my other video. It's called the Rokotansky Special. If you have any idea what that is, go ahead and, or why it might be named that, go ahead and leave a comment thinking about why it could be named that. So, if you guys have any questions or anything, feel free to ask. I'll probably do a video mounting this if I have a tripod and a camera at the time. It's going to be hard to actually video it with one hand, trying to work on this, so we'll see. I'll probably do an unboxing video when I get that part and kind of just rough fit it up there. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.